that are possible for this type of visas. And of course, you guys know that you will receive a lot of value for this great and exclusive event. We are going to be talking and discussing in very much detail the talent visas for those of you who fall within STEM category. All right. What is STEM? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Okay. But even if you are not a part of the STEM, even if you are doing business, or maybe you are in the field of education or beauty industry, it doesn't really matter. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Why? Because we're going to be discussing the elements, the criteria of the visas, and they apply for any industry. All right. So I'm glad that you guys here today. We are going to spend about I would say hour and a half max. I think that's going to be more than enough. Of course, I expect you to be fully involved and engaged in this process. Of course, I expect a lot of questions from you, and I expect you to take as much as you can. All right, because the information that you're going to receive today is going to be exclusive. Okay, no one ever talks about this type of information in that much detail. So make sure you will be writing notes. Make sure that you pinpoint certain things that you think important, and you put it in your notes, in your phone, whatever that is. And yes, Mario, yes, that's definitely exclusive because and you guys know it. Try to find a webinar on talent visa for STEM. Doesn't exist. Okay, so you guys know it's gonna be great. All right, the main topic, guys, the main topic: why STEM specialists should apply for the US talent visa right now. And guys, the short answer to this: because you're gonna get the approval. All right, if you're from the STEM, you're gonna get the approval one way or the other. And by the way, guys, drop me your location. Drop me your location. I see we have Toronto, Canada. Mr. Rizvi, Sayed Rizvi. We have Gabriela from Spain. All right. So bring me more locations, guys. Bring me more. Where you from? Where you located? Okay. Joao, Portugal. Very good. Very good. We definitely have clients from Canada. We definitely have clients from Spain. We do have clients from Portugal, not very much though. So maybe Joao, maybe you'll be one of those. I see Chandra from the States, very good. I see Ziba from Pakistan. Okay, very good. We have people from Pakistan also. Romania, definitely Romania is on the list. Katarzina Pakak. Ireland. We had one case from Ireland back in the day, not too many. Lanre, Nigeria. Okay, yes, that's on the list. Erfan, Iran. We had some clients from Iran too. You guys will be surprised. Mario, Serbia, very good. Yes, Serbia is on the list. No one from Albania, guys. Suada. We didn't have clients from Albania, unfortunately, so maybe you'll be the first one. One more person from Spain. Yes, Erfan, what STEM stands for. Ankur, Toronto. Erfan, you probably missed the very beginning. I already said that STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. However, as I also mentioned, even if you're not from these categories, you still will get a lot of value from that. All right. Okay, we have Anil from Italy. Okay, all right. My wife loves Italy. She just loves Italy. She says it's one of the best countries in the world. I don't know. I haven't been yet, so I get to see that. So guys, give me the plus sciences, the pluses, if you can see me and hear me well. Also, we are going to do some exercise, guys. Let's do this because we're still warming up. Okay, we're still warming up. So I want to make sure that we get the most out of this. And I have a very good exercise for you. It's gonna take us 30 seconds, but you'll see it's gonna bring a lot of value to you. You guys know there's such a thing as NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. It could be used ecologically, meaning in a good way, and it could be used in a bad way. So we're gonna use it in a bad way. Let's do this exercise. I'm going to show the numbers on my fingers, okay? Like 5, 2, 8, whatever that is. You will need to drop this number in the comment section, okay? Let's make a deal, and please participate. Please participate. You'll see. You'll get much more information from this webinar if you do it. Why? Because we're gonna energetically get on the same page. We're gonna get connected. Okay. So let's do this. I'm gonna show the numbers. I'm gonna be quiet, but you drop that number in the comment section. Okay. Let's go. I love it, guys. I love it. So good. So good. So good. Those who participated, I guarantee you guys, first of all, you get the style points from me. Second of all, you'll get the most out of this webinar, and it's NLP. It's almost science, guys. It's almost science. Like, we just got connected. Did you guys feel that energy? I definitely felt the energy from you. So if you participated, you also probably did. And that means that we got really connected. So very good. Very good. Let's move on. I love your energy, guys. This is really good. So we have a moderator in the chat. Okay. So the moderator will be tracking your questions. And also, I will be looking at the questions as well, right? Questions are very important for me because I can restructure the webinar based on what you ask me. If something I miss, or if something we don't have time to answer, the questions will be grabbed by the moderator. And then, of course, you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys follow me on YouTube, and you follow me definitely on TikTok, okay? So I will ask moderator to drop the links to all our social media, the YouTube, the TikTok, and the Instagram. So if some questions didn't get answered, I will answer them later on those platforms. So moderator, please drop those links. Okay, so today we'll be discussing the secrets of O1, EB1 Extraordinary Ability Talent Visa and EB2 National Interest Waiver. All right. So we will discuss 3 programs. All right. So O1 EB1A and EB2 National Interest Waiver. And I know you guys begged me to make a webinar on a national interest waiver, and of course I'm listening to your questions, to your requests, and that's why we're here today. So 3 visas we're gonna cover. Of course we're going to cover the criteria of those visas and how to satisfy them. Okay, everybody knows the criteria. No one ever talks about how to actually satisfy them. All right, okay, you need to bring the awards. Duh, okay, that says in the law, but it's not enough to have an award. It's very important is how to describe that award, what exactly needs to be said in the paperwork that you submit. So I will give you a lot of insights, a lot of secrets. You know, guys, I'm an open person. I like to show and help you and show that we know what we're talking about. All right. We're going to be discussing why STEM category is #1 priority right now. Very important topic. And you guys, you have to know that for 8 years of my experience, almost over 10 years in American jurisprudence, we never got a single denial on O1, EB1A or EB2 NIW on STEM category. Okay? Why I'm saying this? Number one, I think it speaks volume that we know how to file those petitions. That's number one. But number two, also that Those kind of petitions are very much desirable. Okay, the USCIS desires those petitions. You know, it's a win-win situation. We win that we get you an approval. You win that you come to the States and do your work and make this country better. So I'll give you the real-time examples because we file 30, sometimes 40 cases a month, so we get a lot of approvals, and I can speak about those approvals every day, all day, but I'll give you a few examples so you understand what's going on with the current dynamics, with the current law, with the changes in the law. And of course, guys, your questions are very important. Make sure you are dropping the questions in the comment sections so I could look at them, I could read them and answer them to you live. Okay, very important for me. So if you don't understand something, if you want me to be more specific or elaborate on certain points, drop those questions. So how you guys gonna make the most out of this webinar? I want you to focus. Okay, please focus, because if you do not, you will lose a lot of information, and I'm gonna give you a lot of information. If you just trying to watch and remember, that's not gonna help. Okay, that's not gonna help. I want you to be either alone or with someone who's not gonna bother you. If you don't have this extra room in your place, guys, my good advice from people from the past webinars: go to the bathroom. Okay, take your laptop, go to the bathroom. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Okay, because you're gonna be by yourself. You're gonna focus. No one's gonna bother you. You have a place to sit down. So don't underestimate this advice. All right, I'm dead serious. I know people who are doing this and they're really good at that. Okay, I want you to put everything away besides what you need to make notes. I want you to have one device where you watch this presentation. And by the way, those who watch on the YouTube, guys, if you watch on YouTube, I'm not going to see your questions. Okay, I'm sorry. We are on live storm, so only those who registered for the event and those who came to live storm can have a privilege to bring the question. Okay. Otherwise, I cannot switch between the platforms because it's just not going to be useful, and it's going to slow down the thing. So make sure those who watch on YouTube, and I know you guys watching, next time follow me closely to hear the dates for such events, so you could be with us in the live storm and be more productive and get the questions that you want. Kazi, I see your question. I need help to develop Endeavor project. We're going to talk about it. Kazi, don't worry. I gotcha. We're going to talk how to develop your project, where to find the project, the Endeavor. Okay? And I know, Kazi, you're watching my YouTube because I'm using the word project, right? No one knows what Endeavor means. Who the hell knows what Endeavor means? No one knows. So we use the word project, much more effective, right? So I know, Kazi, you're watching it because you do the / Endeavor project, and that's very good. It's a good sign that we're doing good work. All right, those of you guys who registered for Livestorm, who is here with us today, and who's gonna stay till the end of this presentation, you guys gonna get 2 gifts. All right. Gift number 1, you will be able to get a free evaluation of your case. Okay, I'll let you know how you can answer a few questions in my form, and I will get back to you within 2 days, and I'll tell you, Kazi, Ziba, Lanre, you have a case. Come to the complex immigration planning. Let's build a strategy. Or I say, well, not enough, maybe do this, do that, give you some advice, but you will be able to know if you have a case or you have a potential for the case, or if you don't have a case. So that's gift number 1. Stay tuned. Gift number 2, and this is, guys, you won't get anything like that anywhere else. The guide on talent visa criteria. Okay, it's in English. It's specifically for you. It's designed by me. So those of you who's gonna stay till the end will get this guide. I can tell you right now, it's the best. It's the best guide you ever find on the internet. So let's go. All right, so I already kind of asked this question, guys. What would you like to learn at this webinar? Write in the comments, okay? I see Kazi wants to know more about the project, about Endeavor, how he can qualify if his Endeavor is good or not. We're gonna talk about it, all right? All right. Let's see. Suada, I was interested about the medical field. Suada, I'm gonna talk about medical field. Just today, guys, just today in the morning, we got approval for EB1A for psychologist, from Belarus. She's a psychologist with a sand and art therapy. If you guys didn't know, nowadays people can help other people with sand. And you guys know what sand is? It's, you know, when you go on the beach, there's sand, right? So there are ways to use it in psychology. So we just got a green card for the person like that. About 3 weeks ago, we got approval for a doctor, oncologist, the cancer doctor, okay? We just got approval for her. Maybe a couple of months ago, we got one approval for another psychologist and one approval for a neurologist. I think that's the proper way in English. Neurologist, a person that understands the nerve system in a person. About a year ago, we got approval for hypnotherapist. You know, hypnosis. Ooh, guys, I'm gonna hypnotize you to get the green card today. Just follow my fingers. All right, so doctors, really good. Doctors is a STEM category. We're gonna talk about this too. So very good, Suada. Stay tuned. Mario, how long the talent visa is valid for? We're gonna talk about it too. Teaching related visa. It's also STEM, okay? Ziba, it could be STEM, all right? Let's put it this way. All right, IT, Justin, of course. We have probably 15 to 20% of our clients in IT industry, all right? I know there are engineers in you guys, okay? There are engineers, a lot of engineers. We have, you name the engineers, civil, mechanic, mechatronic, space engineer, electric, power engineer, we got them all. We got approval for almost each type of engineer, all right? Of course, software engineer. So yes, we're gonna talk about this. Your options, Joao, you'll get your options once you get the free evaluation from me, okay? So stay tuned. I'll let you know how you can get a free analysis of your case. Finding job, Herv, in the construction field, that I will not be able to help you with. If you're a civil engineer, I can get you an approval, but you get a job yourself. Gabriela, I would like to learn differences between O1 and EB1. Yes, we're going to talk about this. STEM, Mario, STEM, it's not a category of visa, it's a larger category that all visas can apply for, okay? So STEM could be O1, STEM could be EB1A, STEM could be EB2 National Interest Waiver, and so on. Economist, Landre, definitely, economist could be STEM category. We do have green cards for financial advisors, for PhD in economy. We have one case. We have a lot more cases, more specific, not like economists in general, but more specific, like some fields in economy. So yeah, economy is really good, guys. STEM for economy nowadays, very, very good direction. Kids, yes, all your kids, guys, gonna come with you. It doesn't give you any value to you, but if your kids below 21, they will come with you. Industrial engineer, Joao, so good. Joao, it's so good. Industrial engineer, you can probably qualify for EB2 NIW and EB1A. All right, guys, all your concerns, all your questions, we are going to discuss. Okay, we're going to discuss. I think I missed one comment from Said. I have a master's and bachelor's degree from USA, Canadian citizen, I live with wife, kids Toronto. Under what stream would I qualify to get? Said, stay tuned. Okay, you'll get it at the end. Sociologist, yes, sociologist definitely. It's a STEM, no problem. Tips on how to prepare a case, definitely. Okay, guys, I see that everything you want to know, it's already in my presentation. Okay, so let's go. We are running low on time, so public health is really good, definitely. Okay, so let's focus now. We're gonna discuss all of that one way or the other. If we don't have much time, then first of all, we make another webinar definitely in July. So stay tuned. And also I will be answering your questions in other platforms. I hope you guys signed up for my Instagram. The links are up in a live store, my YouTube and my TikTok. All right, so who's Stanislav? I do believe you guys know me. I do believe you know me from my interviews with my clients, with my showcases, with my YouTube, with my Instagram, with my LinkedIn. But let's refresh. I'm also an immigrant. I'm just like you guys. I came to this country 2005. I began with cleaning the rooms in a hotel and being a trash guy in pizzeria. So I'm the result of the American dream, guys. All right. I was cleaning the toilets with the hotel and picking up the trash bags in the pizzeria. These were my first two jobs in America. So it was back in the day. I went all the way through this process. Now I have a company in Miami. We have about 100 people working in my corporation. Just imagine 100 people working to get you the result. Okay, we have 7 departments in the company. We brought more than 2,000 people to the States from more than 50 countries. All right, so 2,000 approvals for people from more than 50 countries. All right, I hope Albania becomes one of them too. We don't have anybody from Albania, so there's someone from Albania here. Everybody else, almost some countries we have more cases, some countries we have less cases, but still 50 countries or more. So I have a license to practice immigration law in any state. So if you guys want to go to Hawaii, California, New York, I can still deal with your case. I can pick up your case, and I can help you with the corporate and business law in Florida. Okay, and we can open up a company in any state in the States. I have a license to practice in appeal courts in Florida and 11th Federal Circuit of Appeals. Okay, it's a federal court, so I have the licenses to practice there too. Okay, so these are the visas we specialize at: the business visas, the talent visas, and the work visas. We do not do anything else. All right, just this type of visa, so we have a deep understanding of that. No asylum, no deportation, no family immigration, nothing like that. Just talent, business, and work. Okay, sometimes I say talent, business, and investment. It's pretty much the same thing. All right, and we have high goals, guys. We want to bring 10,000 of you to the States by the year 2030. Okay, 2,000 of you out of the question, out of the list. We have about 8,000 people to go. I hope at least one of you becomes among those numbers. All right, so we set a very high goals. All right, let's go, guys. O1 visa. Let me explain how we're gonna go. Because O1 and EB1A, they very close with the criteria, I'm gonna first explain what O1 visa is, then I'm gonna explain what EB1A visa is, and then we're gonna go by the criteria. Okay, because criteria for O1 and EB1, they're almost the same, or practically the same. Okay, so don't be confused like, oh my god, what are the criteria for O1? I'm going to talk about it when we get to EB1A. So O1 visa, O1 talent visa, or extraordinary ability visa is a non-immigrant visa for those of you who have achievement and recognition in science, arts, education, business, or sports. Okay, so we have to fall within certain categories. And of course, STEM category gets science, gets education, and gets business. Okay, it's harder for me to see where sport and arts fall within these categories. But again, we're open to anything, all right? We're open to anything. So, O1 visa allows you, first of all, to live and work in the United States for up to 3 years. Okay? It could be less, but it cannot be more when you get initial visa. All right? If you, for some reason, and I don't see how many reasons could be out there, did not get a green card, did not get a EB1A or EB2 or EB2 NIW or any other type of visa from O1, and you got to the point when you have to extend your O1 visa, you can still extend it for at least a year, for indefinitely, okay, for indefinite period of time. So a year, unlimited times. Okay. From my experience, 90% of people who come to the States on O1 visa, within these 3 years, will file them a green card case. Okay, it could be EB1A, could be EB1C, it could be EB2, like I told you. Okay, so most of you who come here on O1 still will get a green card with a different visa. What are the benefits? First of all, guys, if we compare to H1B, for example, or some immigrant visas, there is no limitation on O1 visa. Okay, there is no limit. As many petitions that we file and get an approval, we'll bring them all. Okay, the average number of O1 visas a year is between 15 to 20,000 petitions approved a year. So it's a lot of petitions. Guess which country is #1 country for O1 visa? And I guarantee you guys will never, unless you know, you will never get. Okay, you will never guess. Let me just give you the answer straight ahead. This is Great Britain. Okay, Great Britain is #1 with O1 visas. It takes the majority of those visas. Doesn't mean we don't get approvals from other countries. Of course we do, from almost all the countries that are listed. This is actually wrong. I don't know. This is how it got here. O1 actually does require a job offer from the US employer. Okay, but it could be the employer, could be you. All right, if you can open a company in the States and you have a funding of that company, a good business plan, we can use that company as your employer. Okay, yes, we need to draft a good corporate paperwork, like bylaws or a shareholder agreement for corporation, or if it's LLC, the operating agreement. We need to have like advisory board or board of directors that do hiring and firing. Okay, you could be one of them, even if you own 100% of the company, but technically they can fire you from your position. Okay, this is important to understand. Make sure you make a note. You get up to 3 years. That's a good benefit, right? So 3 years you have time to improve on your case and also start living in the States, the greatest country in the world. And it's relatively quick, guys. It's relatively quick. You can, well, maybe 1 month is a little too low, but anywhere from 3 to 8 months, you can come to the States. Okay? Realistically, probably starting 4 or 5 months, because we have certain processes, how I want to see the documents. It takes the whole team to make sure everything is good. So 4 to 8 months is a good estimate when you will get to the States, with the average about 6 months. Okay, so preparation of your documents and getting your visa. All right, so it's pretty quick. And also it gets the premium processing. 15 days after the filing, you get an approval and you start your process with either embassy, or you can change your status if you are in the States. Okay, so there is a way to change your current tourist or F1 status or any other to O1. All right, sometimes we change like H1B to O1, so no problem. Okay, and by the way, these 15 days, the 15 days here, it's included in the calculation on how fast you come here. So without premium processing, you add like 5 months, because with no premium processing, they're gonna take the time to process your visa. All right, you could be expert absolutely in any field. All right, we need to satisfy at least 3 criteria, but as I will tell you later, I want your petitions to be anywhere from 5 to 7 criteria. Okay, 3 is the minimum, but you will see that your petitions is gonna have 5. But Stanislav, I don't have 5. Well, you don't have 5 because you did not get a free evaluation of your case and you didn't come to the complex immigration planning with me. All right, because usually we have people who have 2, 3, maybe 4 criteria, but once I build a strategy for your case, we can satisfy up to 8 criteria. Okay, and I'll tell you how. Also, O1 visa is much lighter, is much easier than EB1A. Okay, think of it as a game. All right, we all play games, Diablo 2, Fortnite, whatever. You have levels and you have the equipment. So imagine O1 is the someone from the game who's a 40th level. We have 80 levels. You are 40th level. Yes, you have nice sword, you have nice helmet, you have nice shield, they're beautiful, they good design, but when you get to level 80, it's all shining, you have the diamonds, you have you run, there is like something behind you, you know, this magic. So that's all. O1 is 40th level, EB1 is the 80th level, right? Much lighter the evidence base for O1. Okay, not such good press, maybe 2 or 3 scientific academic publications. Maybe your contribution in the field is not as widespread. Okay, so O1 is much easier to get. And let me tell you guys, for 8 years of my practice with my company, with dozens and dozens and dozens of O1 cases, we got only 1 denial. Okay, 1 denial, and I disagree with it. Okay, I disagree. I wanted to go to court. The client got the green card to the marriage, so they didn't care. Okay, so 1 denial out of dozens and dozens of cases. So working with us, I can give you 95 to 98% of approval rate for your O1 visa. And also, it's a dual intent. Okay, you can intend to immigrate to the States when you get the O1 visa, which is really good. Okay, let me give you, if you it's not here, but there is one big negative factor for O1 visa. Okay, and you guys need to know it. Some of you already know it. Your spouse will get only O3. Okay, you'll get O1, but she or he will get O3, and O3 doesn't get the work authorization. All right, so your spouse will not be able to work in the States. I think that's the only, but it's pretty big. It's the only disadvantage, but it's pretty big. So if you come in here with a family, make sure you plan properly, because your spouse will not be able to bring the income to your family. All right, and you guys know I'm transparent with you. I don't want to bite you and like lure you. Okay, here's O1, and then you're, oh my god, my wife cannot work. Well, there you go. You need to know about beforehand. All right, so let me think about O1. No objection letter, guys. No objection letter, peer review letter, or expert opinion letter. When we file the case, actually I can tell it later, but there's difference between EB1A and O1. O1 we have to make additional paperwork to the immigration services, either from labor associations from your industry or from experts in your industry in the States. And it's called peer review letter or no objection letter. Sometimes it's just expert letter, okay? So we need to bring it from the labor association if it exists. If it doesn't exist, from the expert, okay? So this is important. And of course, job offer from your employer, laying out the terms of how your work gonna be. Yes, guys, I'm gonna mention the costs of the visas, definitely, at the end. Please remind me if I, for some reason, forget. Let's switch to EB1A. So, guys, any visa that starts with 2 magic letters, E, B, okay? EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, EB5, there are 5 categories. All those visas mean that once you get approval for this visa, it's a green card, okay? This is approval for residency. Stanislav, I got approval for EB1A. When will I get the green card? Well, you kind of already got it. Depending on where you are, if you're outside of the States, you need to go through the embassy to get your immigrant visa and then cross the border with US. Then you get your green card, your stamp in the passport. Or if you're in the States, you need to file adjustment of status, Form I-485. And you will get your green card like that. But basically, once you get your approval for EB1A, that's your green card, with some small procedural things. Definitely, you will receive a 10-year permanent green card for yourself, for your spouse, and for your kids under 21 years old who are not married. Okay? You will, of course, move to the States without any investment. You don't have to show any investment. Okay, we just need to prove that you're either talented or you have a project in a national interest. That's EB2 National Interest. EB1A gets expedited approval 15 days, meaning that you file your petition, 15 days, you get an approval and you start your immigration process. How long is the immigration process? About 9 months. So if you guys work 6 months with me, or when you work with me, it's going to be 6 months. Our contracts are 6 months, out of which 5 months we work on your evidentiary base. You work on your evidentiary base with the team who leads your case. So I request the paperwork according to my strategy. You produce those documents, my team analyzes them, and either return to you for improvement or give it back to me. Okay, we have 4 levels of review of each paperwork: your paralegal, your supervisor, your person from strategy department, and myself. Okay, so each of your documents is checked by at least 4 people. So all that we do for 5 months. Then the 6th month, I write the memorandum. What is a memorandum? It's a paper from anywhere from 50 pages to 150 pages, okay? I have my own limit of 150 pages. Sometimes my memorandum could be 200 pages. I try to limit to 150 because it's already a lot. So what I do in this memorandum, I build the legal arguments why you are a talented person or why your proposed project is in the national interest of the States, okay? So that's a lot of work. That's a huge intellectual, deep work. Okay, so 6 months working with us and 9 months after your approval. So anywhere from a year and 3 months and a year and 6 months, if you're outside of the States, you will come to the States with a green card. If it's EB1A or EB2 National Interest Waiver, there's certain things with the backlog, with the priority dates. We'll talk about it later. If it's O1, it's 6 months. I already told you, right? It's anywhere from 6 to 8 months, 4 to 8 months, depending on how good is your case. You can come to the States with a visa and start working. After you get your citizenship in 5 years, after EB1A, you can petition for your parents. All right, so you can bring your mama and papa in about 6 years altogether after you got your green card. So 5 years to get the citizenship and 1 year to bring your parents here. All right, So now let's talk about the requirements, the most important thing. The criteria, okay, requirements, criteria. Oh, yeah, Chandra, let's talk about US real short. It's different because if it's O1 visa, once we file the petition and it's approved, you can start work immediately. Okay? No wait, no document, no visa, nothing. You're already in the States. We got the green paper approval, and you can start work immediately. So there is no wait time. It's very good. If it's EB1A, we're gonna talk about EB2 National Interest Waiver later because there's certain things that going on with that visa. EB1A, once you get an approval and provided that we filed I-485 concurrently, meaning at the same time with I-140, with the I-140 is for EB1A cases, you will get your green card. And I'm talking about today because a year ago was different. Today, anywhere from year and a half, I'm sorry, strike it, month and a half up to 4 months. Right now, guys, we get the green cards for you in the States almost immediately. A month and a half or 2 months, it's almost immediately, comparing even to the year ago. A year ago, it could take you up to 8 months. Okay, let me tell you the just fresh case, the very fresh case. We got an approval EB1A for a top manager from Russia, and I already had an interview with him on my Russian YouTube. You guys know I'm speaking Russian also. We got his approval, I believe, mid-April, like April 15th. Okay, yesterday he was in my office with his wife and son, and you guys look at them. They're holding their green card. He's holding his green card in his mouth. They already got the green cards. 2 months, less than 2 months. Okay, so that's what happens if you're here in the States. The whole family gets the green card very, very quick. Okay, Chandra, good question. And it's good you guys keep the track because I may miss certain important things. All right, so let me look at your questions. Okay, Gerardo. Let me see your question. More than 20 years, 13 years on law tech. Do I have any chance to get the visa? Gerardo, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Once I tell you, first of all, we're gonna talk about the criteria. Apply to yourself. At the end, I will give you the chance to get a free analysis, a free evaluation of your case. You'll fill out my questionnaires. I'll look it up and I'll let you know more with more information, because now that what you're saying is good, but it's very far from what I need to give you a good analysis. All right, so let's stay tuned, and you're gonna get a lot out of the presentation, and also you'll get opportunity to learn more about your case. So guys, let's talk about criteria. It's the most important thing, because without the criteria there's no talent. Talent in the definition of the US CIS is not some fiction. Is not something, oh, Stanislav is a talented anecdote teller. Okay, maybe not. Chandra is a talented IT person. Okay, Anil is a talented public health specialist. Kazi is a talented engineer. What does it mean? No one knows if we don't have criteria. So USCIS measures your talent only by how many criteria you can satisfy. Stanislav Sajila says, Stanislav, how do I know if I can apply for EB1A? Gerard is like, Stanislav, can I apply for O1 visa? Well, if you satisfy the criteria, at least 3, yes, you can. That means you're a talented person from the definition of USCIS. So let's dive into this. let's dive in and see what is going on. Number one, awards and prizes. So what I want to see, I want to see that in your profession, if you're engineer, if you're a doctor, if you're IT, and for IT it's hackathons, all right? If you're IT, hackathons, right away, I can tell you right away. For engineers, for doctors, for business people, the conferences, the competitions, the government awards. Guys, don't sleep on government awards, all right? If you have medals, if you have some type of award from your government, from your president, from your minister, from the department in your government, for contribution in the field, whatever that is, it's good. It's even better than a private award. Okay, so make sure you don't sleep on the government awards. Those are actually the best. But if not, make sure you participate in professional competitions and you get, it could be the first, but it could be any winning, any prize. It could be the first, second, third. Some competitions even could be up to 5 places. Like the 5th place could be a prize awarding place. All right. So don't be like, oh, Stanislav, I got the 5th place. It's not the 3rd, but I still got a prize. It's good. Okay, it's good. I'll take it. So how how do we know that this competition is good for EB1A or for O1? Okay. Well, I hope you guys gonna start making notes, okay? Because without that, you're gonna forget. How do we look at that? Well, first of all, who organizes this event? Is this a prestigious and famous organization, association, or it's a government? How often they do it? The rare events, annual events are the best, okay? Once a year, maybe once every 6 months, good. So the rarer the event, the better. Then, do we have the coverage in the press? The more coverage in the press we have, the better, the more prestigious the event. Who are the sponsors? And guys, I'm not gonna repeat this, okay? Make sure you write this down because otherwise you're missing out, okay? Who are the sponsors? Are those good sponsors? Are those good companies? Because companies that nobody knows, they're not going to sponsor no event. All right. So make sure you have good sponsors, or at least you have as many from what I list in your competition, in your events. Who are the jurors? Are they experts in the field? Are they people the industry knows? Maybe I don't know them, but the industry knows them. Who were the past year's winners? Who are those people? Are they famous in the industry? Do people know them? Does the industry know them? Also very important. Also, how does this competition or event has the history? Okay, is it the first time? Is it been 20 years? They've been doing it every year. Very important. Okay, so the more you have of those in your competition, the better the chance I will accept it as a prestigious national event. Oh, by the way, people from your country, not from your city, but at least from your country, from the whole Nigeria, from the whole Ireland, from Russia, from Kazakhstan, from Japan, from Albania, okay, from Romania. Everybody can at least can participate. All right. If it's people from other countries, already international, even better. Okay, international, of course, better, but at least from all over your country. All right, very, very important. And everything I mentioned, everything I listed must be in the description paperwork. Okay, when you work with me, I give you the template. Okay, say this, say this, say this, say this, say this, say this, and this is an example how it's gonna look. All right. But if you work with someone else, sorry about that. If you, God forbid, trying to file the petition yourself, have this paperwork, have this document with everything I listed, and give it to the organizers of the event. let them put it on the form, on the blank, on the logo, and sign that document with everything, with who was participating, who were the sponsors, how often, who were the jurors, what was the criteria, how they choose who is the best. Okay, so all that should be in that descriptive paperwork. Okay, it's not enough. Oh, this is an award, we're good. They're not going to accept it, even if it's the best award in your field. You have to describe it, and you describe it by way of getting the paperwork from organizers of the event. Also, if there's a lot of press and it's really big competition, you can substitute the letter from the organizers by other indirect evidence that it's a good competition. Another thing, guys, also very important, because a lot of you from STEM, if you're from STEM and then they call you to the conference, and where you report, you make a speech, and there is a publication after the conference of whatever you delivered, this is an award. Got it? Very important. Engineers, IT, doctors, professors, teachers, mathematicians, whoever you are, if you go to the conferences, make sure you document that. If they invite you to speak, make sure you document it. That in itself could be an award. But if they publish whatever you delivered, that's definitely an award. Okay? And this is a great thing to happen. Also, investment of $100,000 plus in your startup, in your technology, in your patent, in your company, whatever that is, could be an award. Okay, got it? How many awards I want? At least one. The more the better, but at least one. Okay, for O1 and for EB1A. EB1A, guys, you need to bring me either an award or judging the work of others. Either or. It's a rare case that I will take that doesn't have either awards or judging the work of others. Okay? So for O1, okay, we can deal without it. But EB1A, make sure you have either or both. Or both. Okay? Media. Let's switch to media. What's media, guys? Media coverage about you, your achievements, and your project. Oh, by the way, Gabriel, yes, it's a good question. If you get grants from the government or private grants, that also could be an award. This is a really good one. It could be an award. So make sure if you have the grants, you document it, how you got it, how you applied for it, what was the criteria, everything that I said in a separate document. That's also could be an award, definitely. What amount of time do you have to be in the States without being able to go out for holidays for the O2 and EB? Gabriel, I'm not clear on what the question is. You mean because if you get EB1A approved and you get your green card, you can travel freely. If you change the status for O1, no, O2. O2 is a little bit different. We're not going to discuss it. If you leave, you need to go to the embassy to get your visa. So there's no hold. The only hold you can get only if you applied for green card and you're waiting for your either advanced parole or your green card, but it's going to happen very fast. So you'll be able to travel. Yes, O1 I already described. So yeah. Okay, guys, let's move on. We have don't have much time. Media. Write this down. For O1, I want minimum 2 articles in major or professional press about you, so 2+. For EB1A, I want 4+. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stanislav, oh my God, I don't know how to get this done. I don't know how to work on these articles. I don't know how to do this. Guys, I got you. Don't worry. We're working with PR agencies all across the world. So if you work with us and when you work with us, we give you the contacts of those people who's gonna help you with the press. Okay? So, and it's absolutely legal. There is nothing in the law that stops us from promoting yourself through the PR agencies. So if you don't have media coverage about you or your projects, we'll get it done. Okay, just make sure we'll get it done. You can work with the PR agencies in your country yourself, and you'll see how easy it is. Okay, as long as what's being in those articles is true. Okay, we cannot make up things. It has to be true, and if it's not true, I'm not gonna take it. All right, so make sure. So where can we publish the top news outlets of that population and see if those websites, the news outlets, cover that percentage? For example, let's take I can't remember the Portugal. I think you guys like 10 million people, maybe 15, maybe a little bit. Let's say Portugal is 10 million, okay? Just an example, and 10 million. So yeah, Joab, 10 million, okay? So 20%, 15-20% of 10 million is 1.5 million and 2 million. So take any newspaper or website, and there is no newspapers now, only websites, right? That have unique visitors of 2 million. So anything above 2 million for Portugal is gonna do it, okay? Sometimes this formula is not correct because there are certain things going on, but this is a good way to see if it's a good newspaper, good journal, a big major media, okay? Major media. If we publish articles in field in your professional media, that's different. We don't need visitation. We don't care how many people read it. We care who reads it. So the audience of such media has to be professionals from your field. Okay? Gabriel, it cannot be local or regional. It has to be national for mass media, for major media. For professional, doesn't matter. With narrow examples, narrow situations, we can use local original press as national if it has such recognition. For example, New York Post. It's a New York newspaper, but everybody reads it in the world. Okay? It's a local, it's regional, but everybody knows it. Washington Post. It's a Washington newspaper, but everybody in Europe reads it, or at least knows about it, and it's recognized. LA Times, same concept, okay? So it could be, but it's very rare, okay? Yes, Valentin, the awards from other countries definitely can be accepted, definitely. Now, back to media. Guys, 2+ or 1, 4+ EB1, with rare exceptions. What needs to be in the article? It has to be about you or your project. It has to have a title. I rarely see a problem here. It has to have the date, and I hope you guys are writing it down. Date, a day, a month, and a year. Make sure it has a year, okay? If it doesn't, it's a problem. And most importantly, number one mistake, author, the journalist, who actually wrote it? Dow Jones, the author of this article, okay? Kate Connor, the author of the article. No author, big problem, okay? Not gonna be accepted, all right? So make sure there's an author. Television, radio, documentaries could be media, mass press, okay? If they call you to the television, national television, if you call you to the radio, national radio, or if they create some documentaries and you are in them, could satisfy the media. YouTube, maybe one of you wanted to ask. Probably not. We have some petitions where we made arguments and they got approved, but because no request for evidence, We don't know if it actually accepted. If the YouTube channel that interviewed you is recognized as a mass media or major press in your country or in the industry, this is a good chance we can accept it. But if it's just some YouTube channel or medium.com, Hubbard.com, geek2geek.com, and similar, vc.com, no, that's not media, that's not publication, it's almost nothing, okay? So don't waste your time of those. Waste your time only on mediums with the editorial board, okay, where there's editors who can say, no, we're not going to publish this. So make sure. Okay, let's move on, guys. Published articles, scientific or academic publications in major media or professional magazines or journals. And let me explain. For EB1A, if you guys from STEM category, and you know, and I know that you either did it, you are doing it, or you will be doing it, you have to bring me some scientific publications, okay? If you're serious about your green card. How many? At least 4. Bring me at least 4. The more the better. I know some of you like Stanislav, I got 30. Okay, good. I'll take all 30. But minimum 4 if we're serious about the green card, like scientific, like real academic writing, okay? It could be 6-pager. It could be 10-pager. It could be 12-pager. It could be 100-pager. But it has to be academic in a recognized a magazine or journal or in a major media, okay? If we are talking about the O1, your expert opinions, your expert articles in major press could count, all right? So O1 is lower scrutiny. So if you don't have scientific or academic writings, focus on expert opinions in the mass media or a professional press, and it's good. It's going to be good enough for O1. All right, but for EB1, make sure you bring me some scientific stuff. Yes, Gabriel, it could be conference proceedings, just like I told about awards, because awards could take up publishing after conference as an award. So you can satisfy 2 criteria: awards and publications. Okay, I think it's clear. Okay, let's move on, guys. And by the way, I can tell you right now, almost all petitions that we file with the scientific articles get approvals. Okay, because this is huge for the immigration officer. So mind that. Recommendations. I want you 10 recommendation letters for O1 and 15 for EB1A. So 10 for O1, 15 for EB1A. Who is going to be your recommenders? Who's going to be those who don't write those letters? Experts in the field. It could be organizations, associations, people, companies where you work. It could be politicians. It could be your government. Anyone who has expertise to assess your work and your professionalism. Okay? I think this is clear. Let's move on. Judging. Guys, judging. I already mentioned, if you're serious about EB1A, either judging or awards. Okay? Either or both. Of course, both is better. First you win, then you call you for a juror, for a judge. That works this way. If you don't have it yet, focus on judging. I think it's easier to get. The classic way for judging, there is a competition in your field, and they call you as an expert to the panel, who's gonna assess who won, who didn't win. Okay, so this is the classic way. Because almost all of you from the STEM, or the majority of you from the STEM, you have the alternative. Okay, you have the alternative for judging. If you do the peer review of publications of your colleagues, and let me explain this if it's not clear for some of you. Those who write publications, scientific publications, and they want to publish them in some journal, that journal is going to ask them for peer review papers, someone who reviewed that paper from the field. So if you're the one who reviews such paperwork, such publications, this is judging. Got it? Good. Mario, we're gonna end in half an hour. What kind of evidence do you present to support judging? Same thing as competitions, as an award. What kind of same thing? I'm not gonna repeat it. Okay, same thing. Describe the event, and let the organizer sign the letter. All right, same thing. Okay, so guys, judging either competitions or the peer review of publications. So you can see, if you a little bit on academic part, if you have masters, if you have PhD, God forbid, or you work on publications, dissertations. If you have dissertation, guys, if some of you have a dissertation, I can guarantee you 70% through with a green card. Okay, dissertation in itself is huge. So let's move on. Those of you who on the academic part, on the scientific part, you guys have everything I need. Contribution in the industry. What that is? It's a method, it's a technique, it's an approach, it's a patent, it's the way of doing things, it's an algorithm, it's an open source code, it's a book, it's a dissertation, it could be anything. Okay? What is anything? What do we look at? We look at two things. Number one, originality. It has to be original, okay? Something new. And number two, significance for the industry. What is significance? It's being used, or it has a potential of being used, because maybe it's a fresh invention, maybe it's a fresh patent, it's a fresh book. No problem, okay? No problem. I'll take it. How do we prove the use? Maybe there is a license on that. Maybe there is some product that's being purchased and you make money on this. Maybe it's being copied. So just people copy your work and try to use it. Maybe you spoke at a conference and then it was widespread application of whatever you delivered. It could be a publication with a lot of citations. How much is a lot? What, anything above 30 to 50, but anything above 100 is a done deal. Okay, if you have a publication with 100 plus citations, this is probably contribution in the field. Okay, so this is very important. You have to have expert letters, so expert in your field, corroborating on the significance and originality of your contribution. Okay, if it's a book, if it's a publication, if it's a method, if it's your approach, whatever that is, you need to bring me 2 or 3 letters from experts who's gonna say yes, that's what it is. Who are the experts? People recognized in your industry. Okay, let's move on. Associations. NIW is going to be next. Associations. Very rare I see the associations that satisfy all the criteria, because the bylaws of that association has to say that we accept for outstanding achievements. Either list them or just say we only accept the experts in the field. Okay, and define what's an expert. And number 2, the people who make the decision on your application in the professional association have to be experts on the national level. Okay, so the recognized expert in the field. So bylaws that says we accept only for high achievement, and people who actually make the decision on these high achievements. Rarely I see the associations that satisfy this criteria. Okay, let's move on. Commercial success. Commercial success. I want either your salary or the contracts for your consulting services. Okay, so salary or or consulting. And guys, don't take me wrong. Don't take me wrong. Consulting services apply. So if it's a salary, make sure it's significantly more than similar professionals in your field. So you're a doctor, you're a physical therapist. I need to know what physical therapists, how much they make in your geographical location in your country. You from Rome, Italy, okay? You're a physical therapist. Show me how much they make. And there is a government statistics, right? It's an easy accessible information. And show me that you're significantly more. How much is significantly more? Well, the case law says 20 to 30%, okay? But I like to see twice as much. So if a civil engineer in Italy, in Juventus, makes 1,500, 2,000 a month, show me you make 4,000 a month, okay? Then I'll say, okay, this is a really good argument. We're gonna satisfy this criteria. If it's a consulting agreement, I need to know what other consultants make on similar services. Expert opinions, audits of similar services, press, publications may have that information, okay? So, and make sure, guys, you pay taxes, okay? US government wants to make sure you pay taxes. There is nothing much I can say about this. Show me that you make this money, show me the taxes, and show me how other people in the industry, how much they make, okay? So this is very important. Okay, let me think about some more tips for you guys. I think I already mentioned it. And if you're serious about EB1A, you have to bring me at least one award or a judging. Wait, I don't see the wait. Okay. Critical or leading role. It's not in the presentation, but we're gonna talk about this. Critical or leading role, what it means. I want you to work now or you worked before in a company with some reputation, with distinguished reputation. What it means. It's either big and famous company or it's a company famous in the industry. Maybe IT, no one knows about it, but people in IT, they know about it, okay? Prizes, awards is a good sign on the company. Thank you letters from the government. Good clients, big companies is a good sign. It's a company with a bigger reputation. The longer this company exists, the better. Investment in the company is good. Press about the company is also good, okay? So universities, hospitals, government agencies, banks, IT companies, 95% of the time we can prove the reputation, okay? So a lot of those companies are good. So make sure you, it could be in the past. So you could quit, maybe you worked there 5 years ago, still good. Same with the money. You could have making that money in the past 2-3 years ago, no problem. Just show me the paperwork. And critical or leading role, okay? Critical role, you were doing some important function in the company that resulted probably in money, okay? The company makes more money. Maybe you worked on a product, maybe you work as an engineer, you developed other projects, some software, the company makes money on it. So it's definitely a critical role. Leading role is when you control other people, when you control the department, you lead, you're a manager, you're an executive in the company, okay? So you manage the people. So that's the leading role. So difference between a critical and leading. Critical is a function. Leading role is when you manage people, okay? And how we prove that? a letter from those companies. It could be one company, it could be two, it could be 10, doesn't matter, as long as we have you did something good for them and they have some reputation in the field, either major or in the industry. Also, if you never worked in that company but you did something for them, let's say they hired you as a contractor to make an audit in the company, they paid you a lot of money. We can satisfy the commercial success with that contract. And because you did an audit in that company and they changed the processes, you played a critical role in the company. You never worked there, but you did the critical role for them. So don't dismiss the companies, the project, the associations, the government agencies. It could be a city in your country. You did something for them, never actually worked for them, but they got some benefit. Critical role. Okay, very important. I don't know why I missed it on this presentation, but you see, because I do it every day, I remember it from the top of my head. We have two more criteria. It's for the art, okay? Because we more focus for the STEM, we have only 8. All right, so commercial success, associations, contributions to the field, in the field, judging, awards, press, articles, and the critical or leading role. Okay, so 8 criteria. All right, guys, so good. We're so good on timing. We get into EB2 National Interest Waiver. Drop me questions for talent visa if something's still not clear. You will also get a chance to get a free evaluation of the case once we are almost done. I'll let you know how to do this. So, EB2 National Interest Waiver, and maybe I'll address those questions in the end when I'm through with the EB2. Actually, let me just really quick look at your questions from before. I think generally I covered everything. So yeah, difference between O1 EB1A, of course. Teaching, yes, if you're a teacher, I remember the question from teaching. It falls within the same criteria, so no problem. We're gonna talk about EB2. Public health, Anil, yes, public health definitely apply for all those criteria. Apply for public health. There is nothing, no problem. Oh, I see the question about commercial pilot. I heard cases about EB2 National Interest Waiver. I don't see how we can get those approved. For EB1A, yes. Commercial pilot, if satisfy the criteria, definitely. By the way, another question for Sajila, I think I pronounced the name right. The licensing, guys, the licensing for engineers, for doctors, we can bypass that. We know how to bypass them in EB2 NIW and EB1A. We need to focus not on your practice, but how you're gonna help other professionals in the industry. So that's how we bypass the licensing, because if you teach other professionals, you don't have the license for that. Okay, so this is a very good question, very important. No need for job offer for EB1A, Gabrielle. No need. You may have it, but there is no requirement. Yes, let's talk about the cost. Let's talk about the cost right here, because it's an important question, guys. We are going to have change in a pricing starting July 1st. Okay, so make sure if you want to start working with us, you sign the contract before that, because afterwards it's going to be different. Right now, I charge 10,000 for O1, and I charge 12,000 for EB1A and for EB2 National Interest Waiver. All contracts for no more than 6 months. Okay, so you want to make sure you don't waste your time, because if you didn't provide all the paperwork within 5 months, guess what, guys? You wasted your money, because the contract is for 6 months. And I need 1 month to write your memorandum, and we have no mercy on that. Unless it's our mistake, there is no mercy. So starting July 1st, we're gonna have packages. Each visa is gonna have 3 packages. the current price is going to be the cheapest, so you still get the same price, but it's not going to have all the services for this price. What you are not going to get for the same price, so 10,000 for O1 and 12 for EB, you're not going to get the response for requests for evidence. And sometimes we get requests for evidence. Now it's included in the price. Starting July 1st, it's going to be in the second package. And the second package for O1 is going to be 13,000, and EB1A and EB2 NIW 15,000. You will not get the leading your case after approval. Right now, after we get your approval, you go to the department that communication with the embassies, and we finish your case when you get the visa and your passport. So we stay with you. You still have my resource of the company. If you're in the States, we stay with you till your green card. So starting July 1st, that's in the second package. And there's more, but those are the main parts. Okay, those are the main. I'm just telling you the main ones. And you will lose the program in my company. It's called NEO. It's actually a translation, but it's independent expert opinions. Okay, the program is called NEO, independent expert opinions. We match you with other client in the company with similar cases, and you guys exchange the expert letters with each other. It doesn't apply for all of you, because sometimes your niche is so narrow. There's no one who can write you a letter. But in most of the, if you're IT person, if you're engineer, we have other IT engineers from other countries who can assess your petition. Okay, so you will lose it for this price. Also, the other costs is going to be about $3,000 for expedited processing for across all visas. It's 15 days for talent and 45 days for EB2 National Interest Waiver. You have to budget for translations 100 to 150 pages for each visa, depending on a lot of things. So make sure that you budget for that. I know a translation agency that charges $18 per page. They work very fast and professionally. I can give you their contacts. I know they're expensive, but they do a really good job. And also, you have to budget for PR agencies. If you don't have press, if you don't have scientific articles, the PR agencies can help you out. Okay, and of course it's going to cost. How much it's going to cost, I don't know, but I think a good way to assess the price, because I don't do it, but I think around $1,000 per article or per publication is a fair price. So if you need 6, do your math. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So O1 could be anywhere from 15 to 20, depending on how good you are, how good your achievements. EB2, EB1, anywhere from 20 to 25. All right, the total cost for the petition. And I know, guys, it's a lot of money. I know it, and trust me, it's even for me, it's a lot of money for anybody, you know. But that's investment in your future, in your children, in the generations ahead of you. All right, because I see a couple of people left, like boom. I know that's the reality, guys. I'm transparent with you. That's the reality. I'm not gonna paint the rainbows for you. I'm real with you. Okay, so let's move on. EB2 National Interest Waiver, guys. Does this money includes the fees? My fees doesn't include anything else I listed. Okay, guys, that's why it could be 20-25 for EB1A, because mine 12 is only less than a half. The government fees, the translations, the PR, the everything. So that's on top of that. So that's what it is. Okay, let's move on. EB2 NIW. That's for those of you who have advanced degree and who have a proposed endeavor or projects that are in the national interest of the US. Okay, this is a really good program, and by the way, for those of you who still a little bit unclear what STEM is, there we go. Science, technology, engineering, and math. And the examples, what is science? Biochemistry, biophysics, environmental science, hydrology, geoscience, medicine, anything that has to do with the word science. Social science, political science, that's all science. That stands for S. T, technology. So all of you engineers and IT people, that's the technology. All those of you innovators. Engineers, also, like technology and engineers. IT engineers, they fall within both categories, okay? So biomedical engineering, aerospace engineering, electrical engineers, IT people, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, space development, it's all within and science and technology and engineering, okay? You fall within all that. Math is a separate, so data science, statistics, analytics, applied mathematics, all comes into mathematics. So this is a good, you guys take a screenshot, so maybe it will, maybe you forget, so it's a good for you to remember. Marketing, Saeed, the marketing and management masters in instructional technology from US, but no related job in Canada. So in Canada, will I qualify for the under the any stream? Saeed, if you mean STEM, if stream means STEM for you, then yes. Okay, if you mean stream like a program, then probably yes too, because we need to digger, but definitely. Okay, marketing management, masters. Okay, yeah, that's what I said. Yes, Said, yes, that's your question. Yes, STEM, IT. Yes, of course, you will apply. Okay, let's talk about criteria. So we have pre-qualification. What's pre-qualification? It's either your education, or if you have no education, we have to prove that you have exceptional ability. What's exceptional ability? It's 3 criteria out of the 6. All right. So what's the education? It's a bachelor's and 5 years of experience in the field. Okay, in your bachelor's. That's one. That's good. Number 2, master's. That's it. No experience needed. And if there is no bachelor's or no master's, then 3 criteria out of the 10. Your 10 years of experience. That's 1 criteria. A license to practice your profession. It's 2. Highest salary. It's 3. Professional associations. Recommendation letters and contribution in the field. Okay, so we get 3 out of the 6. Of course, press, judging, awards also come in. So that's the pre-qualification, guys. I want to make sure you understand that if you have that, that's the start of the process. Okay, we're just warming up for what awaits us in the future. So it's good if you have 1 out of those 3. Once you have it, and the benefit we're not going to discuss, so it's a green card. Okay, we're not gonna waste our time. So once we have either advanced degree or exceptional ability, now the most important part of NIW, why we have NIW, National Interest Waiver, you have a proposed project, proposed endeavor, in other words, that is in the national interest of the US. What that could be? Anything from the STEM, anything you can propose, a software, innovation, some analytics, some consulting services, your engineering experience, your open source you want to use, your solution to some business or innovation problem, your solutions to ecology, your breakthrough invention, your patent. It could be absolutely anything. As long as it's going to resolve some problem. So there must be some problem or something that did not exist before, right? It has not been unique. Okay, guys, make sure you don't think it's something unique, it never been before. No, it could be a lot of competition in the field, but a competition means the problem still exists. Okay, so don't be discouraged if you're resolving the problem that's been resolved. It's not about that. The problem should exist, or some difficulty should exist, or something that no one knew it existed. It could be either or. And you have the solution to this. And this solution is in the interest of the US government. Anything STEM related is always in the national interest. Okay, it's a matter of national importance. Let me give you a few examples. I have a client who developed some batteries, electrical batteries that are environmental friendly. Okay, there's a huge problem with electric batteries because they, after they been used, we need to dispose of them. It's a very expensive process. So a lot of companies just throw them away, and it's bad for the environment. So he created the batteries that doesn't need some special recycling process that could be just disposed regularly, and they're not damaging to the environment. What's the problem? The electric batteries, the innovation in this industry. Is disposal of those batteries a national interest? Of course, definitely, absolutely. There is no problem. So this guy's gonna get the green card. Let me give you another example. A client, a business client actually, put the money and developed the technology that used with the agriculture. If you use his technology with the agriculture, with the farmers, you cover the wheat, the raps, whatever is growing, the corn, and the yield is 30% more if they use these chemicals, and it's safe for the consumers. So what's the problem? The yield, the food. We always need more food and cheap food. How we can get more and cheap food, create more of it. So the same farmers using his technology, his chemicals, they produce 30% more food. Is this national interest? Definitely. Is he resolving a problem? Absolutely. So there you go. He already has a green card. And so on, guys. Anything could be. How? Question number one, Stanislav. How can I find a project? Okay, it's good in theory. We need to find a problem. Where can we find a problem? Read White House policies. Read the publication. Read press. Read analysis of your industry of other experts. Find the problems over there and see how you can help to resolve this problem. Okay? Guys, the easiest way to find the project is to look back to what you've been doing all your life. One of you is from Italy, civil engineer or some kind of engineer. Look what you've been doing past 5 years. Maybe you developed the bridges. Maybe you did some maybe you work on the cement, the best components of the cement. Okay? Maybe you've been developing good roads. You know how to build good roads. There you go. That's your project. You're gonna continue doing this in a matter of consulting. You're gonna be consulting American engineering companies who building the bridges, who building the roads, who doing the cement. Okay. Working for the company could be a project if what they do is in the national interest. If this company is building the software for American accountants to optimize their work, definitely. If they want you in IT for this company, and a lot of accountants use this software, definitely this is gonna be a national interest. Most of the time, you guys gonna be consultants. Okay, because oh Stanislav, I cannot. How I'm gonna open the company and build the bridges? It takes millions of money. Yes, definitely. We're not gonna do it like this. We're gonna say you're gonna open an LLC, and you're gonna bring your experience to those companies who's doing this. You're not gonna work for them. You're gonna contract them out. They're gonna contract you out to so you do the consulting for them. Is it gonna be some solution to the problems? Yes, you bring your past experiences for the future needs. Is building whatever the soft, the bridges, the engineering projects, the applying your doctoral experience to the hospitals, is this in the national interest? Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. There's no questions asked. Especially you most of you are from the STEM. All right? So look for it's a good start. It doesn't mean no, we're gonna put a lot of work into this. We're gonna develop your projects. We're gonna go deep. But it's a very good way to start. Look in the past what you've done. See if that could be applied here in the States. Do your research. I guarantee you'll find something. I guarantee you'll find something. Okay, let's we kind of through with the material, so let's go with your questions, guys, and the gifts, guys. I have the gifts for you. All right, I have the gifts. All right. First of all, free evaluation of your case, guys. The moderator is gonna drop the link in this chat. One link for talent visa, one link for national interest. And again, only those of you who watch it on a live storm, you guys will have access for this. And also those of you who registered but didn't stay to the end, you will get these links in the email. Okay, so you have the links right now here. And guys, do not postpone it. Do it right now. Open the link, fill it out. Fill it out. Okay, and it says a guide how to open a company. That's wrong. The second link is gonna be the third link actually is gonna be a guide for criteria for talent visa. Okay, so the moderator is gonna drop it in your in the chat. You will also get an email. Okay, click it, download it, save it. All right, and make sure you fill out my forms right after we finish. Do not postpone it. Okay, these are my gifts to you guys. All right, so yes, once you give me more details, I will examine your cases. Gabrielle, just read. Just read. O1 EB1 visa is the first link, and EB2 National Interest Visa is the second link. Okay. And I'm not sure, maybe the link for the guide is just going to be sent to your email, definitely to your email, and maybe even here in the chat. Okay, so make sure yes, here, there you go. You can this is my business account. You can click on the link and ask me more questions while we finish. My people is going to help you out. And the guide will go to your email for sure. Maybe we'll get a link. I'm not sure about that. So let's go through the questions. And guys, make sure you screenshot the QR codes because we can connect on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Or you can just with your phone just scan each of them and make sure you follow me. On those platforms, and there we go. The guide, the link is here, so download it. Let me see. I'll take maybe one or two questions, guys. Maybe one or two. Said, I have a degree in business technology. I can teach, train, guide projects and students. I also have a YouTube channel. Said, fill out my questionnaire. It sounds like you have a good project for EB2 National Interest Waiver. So I think you really good candidate for that. Okay, really good candidate. Gabriel, I mean, when is better go for B1A? In which case do you recommend go for it because they are very similar? Gabriel, they are not very similar. Trust me, They're not very similar. The reason that there are criteria for exceptional ability for EB2 and extraordinary ability for EB1, EB1A, it does make them similar, okay? Because in EB2 NIW, those criteria only pre-qualification and only if you don't have the proper education, okay? It's not one of the criteria you have to satisfy them. No, it's an option. It's an option, unless if you have bachelor's 5 years experience, you don't have to satisfy the exceptional ability. Okay, maybe I didn't say it properly, but that's how it is. Yes, Said, do both. And guys, if you're not sure, fill out both questionnaires. There is no limitations, and send them to your friends. All right, send them to your colleagues. You can fill out one and then the other one, and I'll know it's from you. Okay. So make sure you follow me on those on those platforms. Guys, make sure you download the guide, because then it's going to disappear. Okay, so make sure to download it. Click on the WhatsApp link. You can connect me on a corporate account. And guys, thank you all of you for the time. Great questions, great participation. We're gonna make more of those. So stay tuned on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. LinkedIn also. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.